habits. Everybody has them, but for some reason, a lot of people don't know how to get rid of them. So in this video, I'm going to show you the easy way to get rid of bad habits. Full disclosure, there is no easy way to get rid of them, but this is like the best, most efficient, easiest way that I've found to get rid of bad habits that has worked for me, and I've heard a couple other YouTubers talk about it. So today it's my turn to talk about how to get rid of your bad habits easy way. So let's start with, why do we have bad habits? Well, one, they're pleasurable. Like, we don't have bad habits that we don't like. I'm gonna admit, we have bad habits like we eat junk food, we watch porn, we play video games, we watch too much TV. Those are all habits because they're pleasurable to our brain to just sit there kind of and turn it off for a little bit while all this dopamine is flooding in from the outside interferences. And sure, that's great, whatever. Now we know why we have bad habits, but I think everybody knows why we have bad habits. Let's talk about why it's so hard to break. So, your brain has this little energy center all the way in the back that, it's uses up energy to perform tasks. Like picking this up was the task that is performed that really used a little bit of energy. But that energy center in your brain, if I got up right now from sleeping and I immediately walked to the bathroom, went pee, and then fixed my hair, my brain would almost use no energy because I do that every morning. Every morning, as soon as I wake up, I go over there, I go pee, I fix my hair, go downstairs, make my eggs, and then I come up here and meditate. Doesn't take any energy. I do that every day. It's a habit. But what if instead I didn't want to go do that? I wanted to just do 50 jumping jacks as soon as I got up from my bed and then 50 push ups. Well, that would take a lot of energy from my brain because my brain's not used to doing that. It's not used to doing this new habit. So, no, your brain doesn't want to do it because it takes a lot more energy and your brain's all about saving energy. But once those 50 jumping jacks and 50 push ups become a habit, it takes no energy from your brain either. So that's why it's kind of hard to break habits and form new ones. It's because your brain doesn't want to expend energy trying to make a new habit or break an old one. So it kind of just wants to stay in that state where it takes almost no energy to do your habits. So that's why it's hard to break them. And I think the best method to start new habits is to get a habit tracker, because the habit tracker will help you track whether you've done the habits. Because I know when I do habits, one of the most things I struggle with is actually remembering to do the habit. So habit tracker is really nice for that. And other than that, it's not easy. It takes discipline to form new habits. You're going to need to have discipline because you're not always going to want to do everything. So let me show you the best way that I have found to break bad habits and make better. Or I guess really just break bad habits and along with it make better. But here we go. So let's imagine that this plate is your habits. So like everything you do is on this little plate right here. All right. So I'm going to use this green marker as your good habit. So let's say you're a high school kid like me. So most of your day would be spent in school. So I'd say that's pretty productive. You're learning, you're getting good grades, hopefully. So that you get a lot of good habits. And then maybe you go to the gym, you're doing meditation, gratitude journaling, all this stuff. Maybe you decide to play outside after you saw my last video. But then this still leaves this section right here. With nothing to do, your brain will automatically go to these bad habits like playing video games, eating junk food, watching porn because there's nothing for it to do. So, what we need to do is we don't want to cut out this part of the plate because that's really hard to do just to cut out part of your day because that would mean you need to fill it in with something. Instead, what we want to do, oop, everything just went. But, you know, instead, what we want to do is so there's a bad habit. Instead, what we want to do is we want to take our little green marker and we want to find new habits to just color over our old habits. And we're not really breaking them. We're just not giving ourselves time to do. Because, like, maybe you've learned a new instrument. Maybe you've decided to pick up a new sport. Maybe you join a martial arts club. And then you have almost no time for these bad habits. So in this method, it's not really the fact that you're breaking bad habits. It's that you don't even have time for them. Your day is so full of these good habits, Maybe at 8 a.m. you go make breakfast, and then at 8:30 you go and meditate, and then at 9 you go to school for a bit. I know nobody goes to school at 9, but just bear with me for a little bit. And then you come back at 3, and then at 3 you go weightlifting, and then maybe at 4 you go play outside for an hour. At 5 you, I don't know, practice your instrument, and then at 5:30 you go to a martial arts class that lasts about an hour, and then at maybe you get home at 7, and then at 7 you read for a little bit, and then at 8 you go to bed. Something like that, where your day is so full of these good habits that you don't even have time to worry about, video games, TV, porn. Same thing with junk food. Like your day is so full of these healthy foods, and you are so full of these healthy foods that you can't even manage the thought of trying to eat junk food because you're so full on vegetables and meats and nuts and everything like that. And I'll be honest, it's not easy because it takes a lot of discipline to fill out your whole day with productive activity and try and keep your brain being productive and active throughout the day. But take things that you really enjoy doing that are productive. Like maybe you really love to read, so you take a fantasy book and you decide that you can read that in your free time. Like this is not a book about like mental health or physical health or anything like that. But I still like to read the book series. There's 3 of them because the books interest me and that's pretty productive. It's reading. Or maybe you really like playing an instrument. So you try and pick up an instrument and you find fun songs that you want to play. Like if you play the cello, I really like to play rock songs on the cello because they're cool. And that's my thing that I have fun with. Or maybe, I don't know, you really like to play outside, go play outside. There's a lot of things that you can do that are productive. You can watch informational videos like, it doesn't just have to be self improvement. I've told you guys many times how I want to become a professional wrestler. So I really like to watch this guy called Maven Huffman, who he has a bunch of videos on WWE and he tells you secrets of WWE. He tells you how to take moves, how to perform moves. And I like to watch his videos because I get to learn about the ins and outs in wrestling. Like a little kid who doesn't have much experience in it yet. So, you know, it doesn't have to be all self improvement. Find something you love and try and learn about it. Maybe you have the test coming up, you want to study for it. Anything, because trust me, productivity can be fun, but you just have to open your mind to work being fun because, you know, a lot of people immediately associate work with, slaving away at the computer, typing keys and whatever. But Work can be talking with you guys. If I didn't like talking with you guys that much, I wouldn't do it every week. I would find some other way to do it. But I like talking with you guys because I know at least I can help one person succeed in their goals and achieve what they want to achieve, and that makes me happy. So I hope this video helps. Remember, fill up your plate with the good activities so you don't even have space for those bad ones. See you guys next time. Go to work, especially when we don't feel like it. Love you guys. Bye bye.